Hello FRAN friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel for those of you who are new. So I was meaning to record this video like back at the beginning of June, although with everything going on in my life, it was a little bit hectic. And finally at the end of June, of course, I would realize that I should have recorded something like this. Nevertheless, in today's new video, I want to discuss my identity. Now, it's like this trend, or it's pretty popular for a lot of creators to discuss their identity and, what they like to go by and stuff like that. So I thought, in honor of Pride, even though it's over now, but in honor of Pride, I would go ahead and post my identity video. So if y'all want to know my identity, keep on watching. So I thought it would be cute, a little chit chat, get ready with me. I haven't done one of these in quite a while actually, surprisingly. I don't have to go anywhere. Well, I do have to go to Target to go get food, but that's later on. Anyways, so one of the things that a lot of people always ask me is what my identity is, I guess you could say, just because as me, I'm very comfortable with wearing women's clothing, wearing women's bags, using makeup and stuff like that. And I feel a lot of people see that as me trying to be a woman, trying to, transition myself into something like being a woman or something. And obviously, that's not the case in my situation. While yes, it's the case for some people, and of course we support them, it is not the case for me. I am just very comfortable with myself and my skin, I feel like. And, at the end of the day, I like to use makeup to enhance a lot of my features, while there is some times where I will use makeup to, really make a huge look or something. In some cases, that's just not the truth. I think one of the biggest things that I have learned for myself, and where I've gained a lot of my confidence from actually, has been just being able to be myself and not care. Yes, I still care what people think, don't get me wrong, but not care what people think, about me using makeup, about me wearing a women's hoodie, for example, or wearing heels or wearing handbags, because at the end of the day, that's what makes me happy. That's, makes me feel confident, and that makes me feel good about myself, if that makes sense. And, my identity, I would say, is I identify as a man. I'm not trying to be a woman, even though a lot of people have asked me, specifically more my mother, if I was a woman or I wanted to be a woman. I do not want to be a woman. I'm comfortable in my skin. I just enjoy, being using women's clothing, using makeup, using handbags. And I think a lot of individuals in the LGBTQ plus community would agree with me. It's fun to be able to just not worry about who you have to be, if that makes sense. It's okay to obviously it's okay to love who you love, but at the same time it's okay to wear women's makeup. It's okay to wear women's clothing. Who's gonna judge you at the end of the day? I think that's something that I love about I guess the society at the moment, is that well, not society, because society is still not accepting us. They're but that's for another day. But I think for me, it took me a while to get here. When I was in high school actually, and I feel I think I mentioned this briefly in my coming out video. I used to be that gay guy that was oh, I'm never gonna be super feminine, I'm gonna be a bro, I'm gonna go to college and then join a fraternity, which I got into 3, let me just say right now.
And that's on period.
Join a fraternity and blah 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 blah, I'm not gonna be all this twinks or whatever. And that was it was true for the first year. But as I got more comfortable here and kind of left home, I guess you could say, I started realizing that that's just not who I was. I am not those men's men. I am not those men's men. I'm not very manly whatsoever. And not even my brother is manly at all. So I don't know, it just kind of runs in the family, I guess. I don't know. But still, I was not meant to be like that. And I think at the end of the day, it's better to be able to be comfortable with your feminine side, because in society we have men who are literally have such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, toxic masculinity, that they're just toxic masculine. And a lot of society fails to realize that that's not okay. People are going to be people no matter what, but at the end of the day, toxic masculinity is, I think, something that we really need to get rid of in society, because it takes away men's emotion, straight men's emotions. And I think that's where we fail as a society. But we just, you know, it's hard for men to really be who they truly are because they're afraid. They're afraid to be considered gay. They're afraid to be considered, you know, somewhat fruity or anything like that, or like, you know, weak, because I think a lot of times today we have created an environment that if men show their, I'm using the wrong speech. If men show their emotion, then that's like a really bad thing. And, you know, I don't think it is. I used to think that way too, actually. No, but I'll tell my family and friends, like, I don't cry. I don't like to show weakness. That's like the biggest weakness. But in reality, I think a lot of people fail at like being able to cry in front of somebody. One of the strongest, I think. Now, of course, within reason. If you're crying like every day in front of somebody, then that's like, maybe you should go get help, sweetie. But like, that's just my opinion. Anyways, but like, I genuinely think that being able to show emotion is much more, one, attractive, but two, it shows, I guess, emotional maturity. And a lot of individuals in society don't have that. I think a lot of people are very, you know, numb, I would say, or like, you know, scared to actually like express or like try to go down that avenue of expressing their emotions, which is kind of sad in my opinion. It's hard, and I know it's hard, don't get me wrong. And I think, again, that's what comes into play of like what I was saying earlier, how I wanted to be like that, like masculine gay. I didn't want to show who I was at the end of the day because, you know, while my parents are very supporting, they always, like, you know, they didn't exactly want me to grow up looking or like, you know, wearing makeup. They didn't want me to paint, in my mom's words, paint myself and use mascara and stuff like that. And like, obviously I understand, just because, like, you know, it does kind of put a target on my back, specifically when I live where I live. I live in one of like the racist and most homophobic like cities in the world, or like in the US, excuse me. And I think adding, like, you know, the fact that I do makeup, you use makeup, and the fact that I use like all these handbags really does put a target on my back, bigger one, just because I'm also Mexican. So like, I already have one target on my back, then adding that one just kind of really solidifies that target. So I think that's the biggest reason. And I reassure them that, like, you know, if it's my time to go, then it's gonna be my time to go. I would rather somebody do like a hate crime towards me than somebody who, like, you know, can't exactly take it, or, you know, mentally isn't able to take it. I think like I'm a very strong individual. I've been through a lot. While people don't think that I have, I think I have, and like I have been through a lot. And, you know, at the end of the day, I would be willing to, you know, fight for others and be able to, you know, take whatever comes my way. And if it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. And I think, you know, us as human beings have this fear of, like, you know, leaving the earth, but at the end of the day, you know, that's just human nature, and that's gonna happen eventually. I sound so morbid, I'm so sorry. But like, I'm just being honest, okay? Like, that's just like my opinion. This is like my thought process behind it all. But obviously I don't want to be hate crimes. Idealistically, that would be amazing. I would like to make it to my 80s or my 90s, or like maybe not 100, because like that's a long ass time to live. But, you know, just saying. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think everybody is different, and I, you know, support everybody, or I support everybody's decisions. I think, you know, it's taken me a long time to find myself and find my identity. And I think a lot of it has really stemmed from me being able to be away from my family and find myself. You know, and I'm not saying that you can't find yourself if you're around your family, but for me, I needed to get away and explore who I was and how I functioned by myself, because I think without that, I would not have found who I am today, and I would not have been exactly the most comfortable in my skin today. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and added a little bit of a gloss, and then went ahead and just added my mascara on real quickly. But to finish up the video, I think, you know, of course, you guys know my identity now, and I think you should be comfortable with whatever you decide to do. At the end of the day, it's not the person next to you's life, the person on your left's life. It's gonna be your life. And I think you should take control of it. and be who you are today, because Lord knows how long we have left on this planet. So I hope that helped a little bit, okay? I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's new video. Don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button as well as that bell icon so you guys know when I upload brand new videos. As well, don't forget to hit that like button because it's gonna help me out in the long run. And if you guys have any questions and if you want to talk, please hit me up on any of my social media. It's gonna be linked down below. As well, comment down below if you want to see something in particular next, or if you guys just want to talk. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.